Alright, so welcome to episode 8, and today we'll focus on the chapter research question. And in this chapter we will take a look at two different things. So first one is how can you separate your question from the rest of the text. And the second thing we'll take a look at is the listing of the sub-questions. So how do you do it and how can you separate those so as to give the reader a good overview of what your sub-questions are. All in all, I think I can explain this quite quickly to you, so it's probably a short video. Now, I do challenge you to take a look at the code that we see here. So do you still recognize this from previous videos? And if not, please take a look at these previous videos to get a better understanding of what we're doing, because it will help you in the future as we discuss, for example, the research question. Because what we already discussed earlier is the vertical space here and there of 0.2 centimeters, but also this structure of begin center and end center. So everything in between this environment will be centered, as we see here. And the second thing is the bold font that is used to give the research question an additional touch so the reader can understand what the research question is. And so this is my personal taste of how you could present the main research question, but you could also have it a bit more low-key. So, for example, without the bold font or without the centering. This is up for your own choice. You could even add another level of emphasis to the research question, for example, by adding a horizontal line. Now, you would say you write a horizontal line with the command hline and then vertical space above and below it. So you get something like this. But then you get an error, a misplaced no align, which refers to the fact that hline should only be used inside tabular environments. Now, what I would like you to do is then use another command called hrule_fill and then add 2 backslashes to it, as you will get the same effect. But now we see there's a little vertical space above the horizontal line. So we would like to reduce that, which is also something we can do by using negative numbers inside the vspace command. And there you get the result like this. So play around with it for yourself and see whether you like to add a horizontal line in this section or not. Alright, so to start, I'll clear some space and show you a new environment that we'll use, which is begin itemize. And you see some auto completion. So here the first item is introduced and we can call this option 1. And we can write another item and call it option 2. Alright, so now on to the second part of the video, where we'll take a look at the sub-questions. And so here we see 2 bullet points with option 1 and option 2. Now this is something that we'll tweak a bit in order to list the sub-questions. And I divided those right now into 2 segments, one of technical feasibility and one of the business case. And I listed the sub-questions regarding the technical feasibility as TQ, so technical questions, and the business case questions as BQ, so business questions. This is made up. You can figure out for yourself what you'd like to use. For example, knowledge questions and design questions if you're writing a design project. But something I'd like to add to this, because, well, this might seem quite straightforward. We use a begin itemize structure, and then we have the items inside. But let's take a look at something that we see here, because I added the optional command to the item. However, you could also look at some other options that Overleaf offers, for example, diamond, which should be written like this in equation terms. So start with the $sign and end with a $sign and then use the command diamond, as you can use that as your bullet point. I'll leave a link in the description where you can find other options next to diamond and the regular bullet. There might be a case where you would like to add a sub-question to your sub-question. So for example, this technical question 2 has a sub-question, and we do this as follows. We nest another itemized environment within an existing environment, and we have some auto completion here. So the sub-question that we'd like to add is the TQ 2.1. Well, the question is, do students have a laptop with a browser? And the sub-question would be, is the browser Safari or Chrome? Now, as you see, this will be nested underneath technical question 2. So you can see this indent here, and this is of course the effect that we'd like to see here. And that will be all for this video. So I hope to see you back in the next one. Bye bye.